Okay. Okay, got you loud and clear. Can I hear you, Cam?
Can you hear me now? I was muted.
No, we haven't got your volume yet. Try check the audio settings in the bottom left-hand corner, and we'll kick into it.
How about now? Down the street, we're basically neighbors.
I know, right? Whereabouts are you at the moment?
I'm in Umala, so just right around the corner from your place.
we should have literally done this live.
Yeah,
like live. No, that's cool. Well, this way we can at least get out to everyone, and we can have our little lunchtime chats anyway. So what I'm going to do, Cam, I'm going to send this live to Facebook for anyone watching, and then I'm going to have a chat a little bit about your story and what's been going on there. How does that sound?
Yeah, sounds great.
Alrighty. So I think we are live in the virtual reality that is Facebook. So if anyone's watching on there, just give us a wave or write some comments, throw some love to Cam. Or if you're watching with us actually live on Zoom, which we've got Beck and Spads, Fabian, Cara, Kia, Conrad, Laura, Paige, Rita, Shane, Simona, Vikas, and a couple others. Thought to say big shout out to all of you. So Cam, let's kick into it. So tell me a little bit about who you are and your background, and then we'll kick into a little bit about your story and how you ended up on the journey that you're on now.
Yeah, cool. So thanks for having me on. It's pretty awesome. I love sharing my story, especially with millennials and people looking into creating more freedom in their lives. So this is a topic I'm very passionate about. So for all of you guys watching, my name is Cameron. I'm American. I'm from Maryland specifically. And my journey kind of began into this realm of business back in 2015 when I was initially introduced to it out of the blue. So it was kind of, it's a very funny story. And I was looking for purpose, and I was asking for something to send me a sign, and this was it. So I'm really excited to share my story.
So let's talk about that, right? Because what we're tuning into tonight, and in full transparency, this is around the area of like the shared economy, circular economies. It's around networked enterprises, and specifically, you and I have fallen into this partnership with a nutritional cleansing company called Isogenics that basically helps people integrate, a rest and digest day, intermittent fasting, high vibration plants, some do-it-yourself smoothie bowls, and then adds in a pretty sick little community and tribe on the side where we go and impact people together. So that's kind of what this is, right, in a nutshell.
Yeah, for sure.
So you're living in Bali right now, right? But it hasn't always been this way. I know you're gearing up for a trip in Fiji as well in the coming weeks. And then I think you're going to Peru and Cusco after that. So let's like keep that as the end in mind, and let's go back to when you first began. So how did you really get introduced into this opportunity, and what were like the key challenges and stuff that you had to getting started?
Yeah. So rewinding super far back, I went to college in the States, and that is a typical thing to do, right? We go to high school, we go to uni, we get a job, A, B, C, D, cookie cutter life. And I thought that was the way of being successful. Now, my student loan didn't want to fund the last year of my degree. So after trying relentlessly to finish and get this degree, because that's what I attach success to, is this degree, I had to find a different solution. So I got my very first 9-to-5 job, and I hated it. I'm not gonna lie, and it's a crazy situation because after 3-4 months at that job, they laid me off. So I thought, okay, well, this is my very first 9-to-5 job. They laid me off of 4 months of being here. I don't want this to be my whole life where I'm sitting behind a desk. And if this is going to be my reality, then I'm gonna escape now. I'm gonna go travel the world and actually truly find my purpose. So I booked a one-way ticket to Australia. In 2015, I was 22 years old, so it was very impulsive. Americans don't typically do that kind of thing. So I'll never forget. Everyone's like, "You're crazy. Are you serious? You're going to Australia? Like, isn't that upside down on the other side of the world?" I'm like, "Yes, peace." So, at the time, I was looking for my purpose. I was looking for a sign, and I met my roommates online when I was heading over to Australia. And I'll never forget walking in to my brand new house, and I saw somebody unpacking, or my roommate was unpacking an Isogenics box, and that was the very first time I was introduced to network marketing and the products, incredible products. So that's kind of where I began stepping into it. And then 2 weeks later, I started to meet people in the Start community, which I'm so fortunate to be a part of, because the people that I was meeting in this community taught me that there are a friend like support system that is positive, uplifting, people who are on the same mission, who support success, growth, and want to see all around just creating better lives for each other and doing it together. So that was the very first time I was introduced to the community, and it blew my mind because I wasn't used to being a part of something that amazing. So that was when I was really getting the idea around what this could be for me. Now, it took me 2 years to really take a leap into this, and I think mainly is because of my ego. I'm not gonna lie. I was already in the health and nutrition. I was really into health and nutrition, studied that. I was into fitness and fitness competitions and things like that. So I was somebody who tried everything, and I wasn't open to trying something new until, after watching all of my friends succeed, after seeing amazing results time and time again, it was finally time for me to give it a try. And that's when I was like, okay, I'm going to just try it. Worst case scenario, get my money back, well, whatever. And I'll never forget, after day 5, I felt like Superwoman, waking up at 5 in the morning from my very first cleanse day. And I'm on a cleanse day right now, but waking up from a cleanse day, just feeling invigorated. And that was the first day in a very, very, very long time where I didn't have to take a nap. And that was kind of like, ooh, I've got a golden ticket here. I love this. So I shared with a bunch of my friends without even thinking about it, not even knowing what I was doing. Just like, you guys have to try this with me. Oh my God, let's do it together. Fun, right? So from there, that same week was the very big company event over in Australia, which I went with all of my friends. I had FOMO. I knew that all of my friends were going to be there that weekend, so I got off work and I went, and I had a fire lit up within me. I saw things, and I was exposed to such an incredible company and community, where I felt so inspired that this could definitely be the vehicle for me, and definitely be something that I could pursue. So after that, the following week, I went on a visa run to Thailand. And as you do, 22 years old, irresponsible, went over there, spent all of my money partying in Thailand, expecting to come back to Australia, go back to work, later in the week, all good, right? So unfortunately, that didn't happen. I came back to Australia really early in the morning, not even like thinking anything was going to go wrong. And it was just one of those rare out of the blue situations where they picked me to go through my stuff. They went through everything. The universe, I had my agenda. That was a brand new diary that I never filled out before, but I was filling out on my way back to Australia. I just bought it, days that I work and days that I'm going to uni and this, that, whatever. And I was on a very small portion of my visa where you're not allowed to work, but I still was, because I had a living and I was going to school. So because of that, and I thought I was going to get a slap on the wrist. They ended up interrogating me for 3 hours. They put me in a cell for 12. I had nothing but my phone, so you can imagine I'm crying, I'm scrolling, I'm crying, I'm scrolling. And I'll never, ever, ever forget this moment, because I'm vulnerable. I'm scared. I can't say bye to my friends. I couldn't go home and get my things. All I had was a suitcase of my bikinis that I took to Thailand. I couldn't do anything. Like, my life was just over in Australia. And to make matters worse, I only had $70 in my bank account, which isn't a great situation. I, honest to God, thought I was going to be homeless in Asia. I have no financial support from my parents, so it's not like I could call them up and be like, yo, I'm getting deported. I don't know what to do. Wasn't an option. So I thought I was about to be homeless in Asia, and I needed to come up with a plan. So by the grace of God, I opened up my emails. It was a Tuesday in Australia. 2 weeks after, I began just randomly sharing with my friends, and I'll never forget opening an email from and congratulations $1,000. My life moment, my world at that point, it got me a one-way ticket back to America. And from then, I thought to myself, okay, well, this could be my safety net in this specific crazy emergency situation. I could only imagine what it could do for other people in terms of bills, savings accounts, paying off student loans, because that's such an epidemic in America. You know, having that extra bit of money just in case there's an emergency, or just making life easier, showing people that they can pursue their passions in a different way from, you know, the standard corporate route, and create a space where people can actually live out their dreams in a way that's just so creative, supportive, and fun. So that's kind of when I got to work. And I've been building this for 2 years now, and I'm more than proud to say that, you know, I now can live in Bali, right down the street from you, and I can live my dream of being location independent and working here, but also showing other people that they can also stay at home, work at home, be with their kids, create more flexibility, pay off their student loans. And I've been so grateful to be able to show that and to offer that opportunity to everybody else.
And just as like, you know, how old are you this year, Cam?
I'm 25.
Yeah, 25. So what is, like, this is an opportunity, right? Like, what, just as an example, I know this is very much about impact, but if you were to be honest and transparent about like the type of income that this is like giving you each week to fund what you're doing, what is it doing for you as a 25-year-old at the moment?
Well, so, I mean, there's been so many opportunities, but mainly living in Bali. Okay, so I can live in Bali and get paid every single week with a secure income that is residual and paying me whether I'm working or not, or whether I'm traveling or not, whether I'm in Singapore, whether I have to go home to America for whatever reason, I'm getting paid. So that is a really cool reality. But also, like, I don't have to take time off if I want to go to a personal development event, because I'm super into learning. So this past week, I was in Singapore over the weekdays, and I had such gratitude at the event, knowing that I didn't have to take off work to be there, but I was learning, growing myself to, you know, better the business that I created through this vehicle. So, you know, the opportunities, it's honestly the flexibility that I have as a 25-year-old. People don't even get to experience that until they're retired. And that is so mind-blowing that we can create something so young and have that freedom for our whole lives, and to share that with the people that mean the most to us.
Yeah, that's epic. And like, I remember traveling and backpacking. Like, I'm 31 now. When I was like 24, 25, I met this Swedish dude, and he was like working from his laptop, and then he'd work at night, and he'd work sort of like a couple of hours at night, a couple of hours during the day. And he'd just be sitting there with his headphones on, laptop on, like on his laptop. And I was always curious, like, what the hell is that guy doing? And like, being young, we sort of went out and partied, did our thing. And then by the end of the trip, he came back and like he went out one night with us and basically shouted the strength the entire night, like had this abundance of like money and resources. And we just thought he was just this other backpacker who was just like us, you know, living off $50 a day. And I found out he was like trading shares, right? But the crazy thing about that is, like, you know, fast forward like 7-8 years later, I'm basing myself as I travel around the world, a bit like you. And I'm finding so many people that would be stoked to find a way where they could earn like an extra $200 a week, an extra $500 a week, an extra like $1,000 a week, an extra $2,000 a week, an extra $5,000 a week to self-fund their own startups. And it's funny enough that the amount of people I've met through this opportunity that are doing it is freaking insane. From like, you know, 22, 23, even 18, all the way up to like 60, 70. I think one of the guys I was talking to the other day, he was like, he started this opportunity when he was 73. So it's just like, just that sort of like blows my mind. And what do you feel now? Like, as a young millennial, like, you know, 25, you know, you've gone on a trip to Fiji next week, and that's just by helping 30, 40 people over the last, you know, 3, 4, 5 months, and then Peru and Cusco after that. How do you feel like as a 25-year-old really stumbling into this?
You know, again, like, gratitude is the only thing I can really say, because honestly, I've always been entrepreneurial. I've always wanted to create and be a business, be my own boss. I was looking into real estate before this. I was looking into how do I write a book. I was looking into all of these different avenues, traditional business, starting an F45, all of these different things, but I knew it took a lot of capital that I didn't have. Not with the student loan debt that I had, not with the job that I had. I knew that it would take a lot of hours, effort, stress, you know, in the negative for a really long time. So whenever I was open to learning more about the network marketing profession in particular, that it is such a simple concept. You know, it's percent skill, and I really dove in and treated this like a business. You know, it became so much more aware for me that I could create something with very, very low startup, but massive, massive impact. I had no idea I could do the things that I'm doing now, not on like the global scale. And I was just talking to a girl on my team who's actually from Singapore. I won a all expense paid trip to Disney in the United States. Now, I didn't want to fly over there for that. I won it, but I wasn't going to attend. But because I had this opportunity for this trip, I was able to gift that to the woman on my team who is in love with Disney. And she was able to go over there and experience that with her family. And she's sending me pictures and she's sending me, you know, what they're doing. And she's like, this has been the best trip of my life. Thank you so much. Now, I would have never been able to do that at this age, I feel, if I didn't have, you know, this incredible vehicle. And it's so cool that we're going to Fiji, you know, in 2 weeks, and Peru, and we're going to be able to continue traveling over in South America while we're over there, because again, we don't have to ask for time off. We don't have to ask for vacation days or sick days. We could just do it. And that's so cool.
Yeah. And these trips, by the way, these are all expenses paid trips, right?
Yeah, they're all expense paid. It's like, I'm not paying a dime.
And then they're still paying you residual income whilst you're on those trips.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, cool. All right. I'm kind of getting this. And the reason why I want to capture you, Cam, is because, you know, like we chatted like 12 months ago, right? And you were in a completely different situation and something shifted. And what I want to really capture, and I think is, you know, there's just so, like, I meet so many people and so many millennials that are like, I just want to make an extra $200 a week, extra 500, extra $1,000. So let's walk through that. Like when you got started, like you invested in your own like health journey initially. How much did that cost you?
Oh my gosh, like it was less than $600 for me, which is insane being in the fitness world and into nutrition in general, because I used to spend so much more than that every single month on my food, on the training, the PT, the plans. It was like a no-brainer for me. And the fact that it was a business startup cost, a potential one without any extra, you know, whatever, I felt like I had something that I could totally run with. And in the very beginning, it was just for health, right? I tried the product, wanted to see what it was going to do for me, randomly shared with my friends, was passionate about my health results. And from there, I was just sharing. I'm like, I love this, try this. I love this, try this. And in the very beginning, I'm not going to lie, it was just me sharing the products. But then when I really got the vision and I was seeing what it was doing to my life in such a positive way, I knew that I needed to show other people how to do exactly what I was doing and have that, let them have success as well, and show them what I'm doing so they can also get paid. So over the last year, I really put my focus on showing other people what's possible and giving them all the steps that I took to do what I did my very first year. And as a result, like it's not just me. I've had girls pay off all of their debt, quit their jobs. All these really cool things have happened in the course of the year, which is way cooler than the income that I'm making.
Yeah, that's wicked. And let's go back to like the basic steps, right? So you start from your own health journey. You invested like $600 in like do-it-yourself smoothie bowls, no compromise products, all the stuff that you're already doing. It was just like an instead of cost. And then you invested maybe another $2,000 in your food and your business startup over that year, which is like what, three grand basically. So you're starting a business for $3,000. If you haven't seen Cam's health results as well, go check out her Facebook page, because it's like that in itself, as someone who's already in health and fitness, the modeling world, that type stuff is freaking epic. And then how did you generate like your first $200? Like, I know you said you had a couple of friends, you say, hey, do it with me. How did you do that?
So I posted on Facebook. We're in a time where we can leverage so much, and especially social media. It's insane.
Yeah.
I posted on Facebook what I was doing. I texted my girlfriends. I posted on Facebook, created curiosity. Hey, I'm doing this. You want to do it? If you don't, no worries. But just watch my journey. I'm really excited about it. And through that and sharing my journey so effortlessly, like I was going to do this anyway. Every day we share things that we love with the people that we love, whether it's the movies, the restaurants, whatever it is. Recommending things is so common for everyday situation. So I just put it on Facebook. I posted my journey, and as a result, I was making a couple $100 a week, like $200 to $300. And then let's say by month 3 or 4, it started becoming $600 a week. And then it was in LA. I was living in LA. So now I was making more with my little side gig than I was actually at my job that I was miserable at because the hours were crazy. I would work all night. I was tired all day. I was sick of it. I was just like, well, if this is the same income that I'm making, then I'm going to put more effort into this and see where this can go. And then it just started growing and growing. But initially, it was just sharing my journey, just like I would share anything else on my Instagram and my Facebook.
Yeah. And your background, you're not like an allied health professional. Like,
oh, no.
Yeah, you've done some like digital like marketing and you've got some influence in that. But basically, all like the products have got proven concept, right? You're just out there helping us to have like a bigger impact and basically getting like we all do intermittent fasting. We all like smash smoothie bowls every single day. Yeah. Like I'm in Bali, everybody does it. And so many people are looking for ways to like help other people with that. Plus we've got this massive health epidemic and so on and so forth. But then there's something where you can earn an extra couple $100 a week, $500 a week, and then you can start to live this lifestyle. And you've also got a group of girls and other people that you're teaching to do the same. Is it really like I know people are listening, they're like, it's too good to be true. Like I sat there for so freaking long and put it this way, like I put a master's degree aside and I've shared this on previous things to partner with something that was simple, like really freaking simple, and that was getting better health results than I was as an allied health professional, like in the clinic. That's when I took notice, right? So how did you help your first 10 people? Let's go through that. So you started, you helped a couple of friends. How did you help your first 10 people? Facebook post, and then it was as simple as that? Yeah,
so I posted on Facebook the initial, hey, this is what I'm doing. Would you like to do it with me? I had some interest. We talked about it. Obviously, I'm not attached to the situation, so it's like, if you don't want to do it, no worries. But just watch because I would love your accountability, right? So people are watching, people are engaging, keeping me accountable. I posted on Instagram as well, but I was checking in, right? Not only was I holding myself accountable to do, my initial system, but I was showing my network and showing my friends and family of how incredible I was feeling. The energy that I never had before. I was a literal walking zombie before these products, and I ate so clean, so by the books, so nutritionally correct, everything right, but for whatever reason, I was still so depleted. And that's what I find is a huge epidemic in our world right now is our food is so depleted from mass production. And why I'm so passionate about the product is because it fills in the gaps. And I felt that. And for me, it was the energy was the major shift. But, what is also fun is coaching my friends through it. So I'm like, okay, this is how I did it. This is how to do it. And here's the list. Here's the app. It's kind of like my fitness pal, super simple.
Super easy, hey.
Easy. And I hate cooking with everything in my soul. Luckily in Bali, Gojek is $5, for a meal. But like
wait. So you still eat whole foods, right? Like this isn't like you just only do this. Yeah.
I eat a lot of food. So what I'm saying is I hate cooking and I like simple, easy things. Right? So if I'm not having my products, I get Gojek. It's kind of like Uber Eats, just delivered to my house or go to cafes, things like that. It's super fun. Yeah. But mainly why I love it so much is because in the morning, I'm hungry. Okay, blend, shake, go. And I feel good. And, it's better than what I was doing before. And that's why I love it.
Yeah, and that's basically how you help your first 10 people, right? And that generated like your $200, your $500, you know, to basically just by doing that, yeah. And then how did you go then? Like you've gone on to impact like nearly, you created a ripple effect that's impacted nearly 1,400 people, right? So how did you go from your first 10 to then your first 100?
Yeah.
So, did you do that by yourself or did you do that with others?
I did not do that by myself. So I would say I was so passionate about what it did for my body that I just went on a sharing spree. I'm like, y'all have to put this in your body. It's changed my life. You got to experience it. Trust me on this. Like, I've tried everything. I've tried. Just put it in your body. Worst case scenario, get your money back. And all of a sudden, I'm creating this community and showing all these people, you know, myself, these products. But I wasn't really taking advantage of the fact that they could get their products for free just like I did. So once I started showing people that they could eat these products for free every single month, and then showing them there's also a way where you could pay off your bills, pay off your debt, create a little bit more freedom. Hey, what if I could show you how you could work from home as well? Like, I'm working from home. Let me show you how to do that. And I was sharing with these people the very, very simple, specific system that we have been given, blessed with in our company, that is just so very, very well laid out, where it's just follow this step and this step and this step and this step. And it doesn't make things overcomplicated. And that's why I like network marketing so much, is because I know if I went the traditional route, it would be very, very time consuming. There a lot of learning, late nights, learning how to do all of that. But with this, we have a website, we have the team support and all of that. And it's just, it really has made it so simple to help my team, you know, do it as well.
That's how you got to 100, right? And I did the opposite. I made it really complex, tried to have the health professional ego, and basically tried to like reinvent everything. But the simplicity is like integrate it, run the systems, trust the process, and then basically help them eat for free too, right? It's super, super simple. But then the next step was like, how'd you go from 100 people to 1,000 people? Like, surely it isn't just as easy. Like, it'd be pretty hard for you to get 1,000 people started, right? So how did you build your tribe to then, you know, get to 1,000 people? I guess at 100 when you're down unders, or like you helped 100 people in your collective tribe, you're probably earning like between $200 to $500 a week or something like that. Is that right?
Yeah, between 200, 500, 1,000. I've had girls make 4,000 a week. It really truly depends on what you want out of it. If it's only a couple $100, cool. If you want a full-time income, cool. So like it really is what you put in is what you're going to get out. But I would say for the first 100, I was just sharing, right? I was just me sharing the products. Now, how I was able to get from 100 to 1,400 was basically saying, who do you know? Who do you know that could also feel as great as you do? Who do you know that could be blessed with, you know, the gift of losing some weight, having some more energy, reducing their stress? And it really started from helping other people do exactly what I did. I've only enrolled, well, it's been quite a bit, but I've enrolled, I would say 200 people by myself personally, and then the rest are what everybody else is enrolled. So it's from helping them share their experience is what really duplicated and had that ripple effect so massively.
Wow. And what is that like as a 25-year-old now? What is an average income that would come into your bank account each week?
I probably make anywhere between 1,000 and 1,500 every week.
Yeah, and obviously, like I'll chuck the disclaimers and stuff down below so that people don't give me false promises and things like that. But what I want to do is really show what is possible for like a 25-year-old like millennial. And realistically, you went from like 300 people to like 1,300 people in the last 12 months. So what shifted then for you to go, okay, cool, epic products, cool, share with my friends, cool, make an extra couple $100 a week, to you being like I'm going to shift like all my attention into this, and I'm just going to see what happens. What was the thing that made you go, bang, I'm going to actually treat this like I would my 9-to-5 job. I'm going to treat this like my university degree that I invested 4 years into. I'm going to treat this like that business that I've been trying to, or that expensive hobby that I've been trying to get off the ground for the last 5 years. When did you do that? And why? Sorry.
Honestly, you know, when I stopped making it mainly about me and putting all the focus on everybody else and pouring my whole heart into everyone else, I saw a massive shift. And I decided that I needed to show up as my very best self to lead, you know, the beautiful people coming in and wanting to make income. Because at the end of the day, it's not about us, right? It's about the impact that we can make. And this has given me, I saw that I can make a really huge impact if I just decided to show up, to be real, to be authentic, and to be that leader and that guidance for other people. So every single day I treat it like a normal business. And I think that really differentiates somebody who's just starting it and says network marketing doesn't work, or starting it and really treating it like a business and having success, right? The difference is having the diary, listing out the tasks of every day, having your list, and really dialing in on what you want, getting clear on what you want to create, and setting specific work hours every day. I think that truly makes a difference from somebody who thinks that they want it to somebody who actually wants it and will actually see success and money coming in. It's just really, truly, if how I look at it is, if I had a traditional business and I decided one day that I just wasn't going to open doors, that the customers that were going to come into my shop, we were going to go to another shop to get the products that I had, right? Or I'm going to lose business. Now, I treat the same as my online business. If for a day that I decide not to be consistent and show up and have my doors open, then, you know, my business is not running. I'm in the negative. You know, I'm not having those customers coming in. So treating it truly like any other job is what will help you succeed in this business.
But the thing is, you can do it from home, you can do it whilst you travel, you can do it based in Bali, you can get paid whilst you sleep, and also you can run other little things on the side if you want to. As an example, like I started with this, but now the income I created from this that took over my allied health professional wage 3 times over, and it allowed me to then self-fund my own startups. It allows me to live the same lifestyle that you're living. It allows me to feed back and to give time freely and abundantly. And I think that's something that I hope for people like yourself, Cam, and the people that we care about, right? Because even if health and well-being and this opportunity isn't for them, hopefully there's something in this story that inspires them to know that there are tools and vehicles and stuff out there like this, right? So that they can basically free their time, they can free their location, and they can have enough to live the ideal lifestyle for them, yeah?
Yeah, and the coolest part is my best friend at the time, who is now my boyfriend, shared this gift with me. And now we both get to work this together from home, all over the world, in an airport, on Fiji, win trips together, experience life. Every day makes so many incredible memories together, building this business together. And that I couldn't ask for anything so cool. He's over there on his computer right now. And because of this opportunity, because he initially shared it with me, now at 25 years old, we're building something together where it's bigger than us.
That's so sick. And I'm gonna finish off there, Cam, just to respect everyone's time. But if you had like one message or one thing that you saw for the future for yourself or for millennials, what would that be?
If I saw something for the future?
Yeah, like what do you see? Like what do you see is possible now?
Right now, the economy is rapidly changing. It's changing. Focus on your economy, not the economy. And remember, things are going online at a very, very fast, right? So I would say within the next 5 years, and I've even read a statistic on Forbes the other day that said 49% of households in America will have a side hustle income by next year. Now that's just 2020. Imagine 5 years from now what everyone's doing. We're already doing it. The Airbnb, the Uber Eats, the network marketing, whatever it is, right? It's my
affiliate marketing, digital marketing, influencers, blah, blah, blah. It's all there.
All there, right? There's normal people making incomes on Instagram, YouTube, all these cool things. So my best advice is to find something that you're passionate about, or just be open to experiencing something new, trying something new, because your whole entire life can change, and know that the world is changing and it's up to us to change with it.
That's it. And that's the key thing, is like, even if you're unsure, it's like, if this is for you, just do it for yourself, for the health. And if you naturally share organically, do it. And if you're like Cameron, and all of a sudden you get that little email, and it's like there's that point of desperation. You go, holy crap, this is actually real. Like, exact same thing happened to me. Sitting in the physio clinic, I just said, who wants to do it with me? 3 mates put their hand up. 2 of my best mates are still doing it with me now. Another mate lost like 10 to 12 kilos in that first sort of like 4 to 6 weeks. And it's just like, even just for that, like that would have been enough for me, even for my own health back, right? So, but then if you capture the vision that Cameron's trying to share, there's an opportunity for people to really leverage where this is going. And if you are aligned and you are passionate, you are purposeful in this space, and there's something there. So Cam, big love, and give my love to Morgs as well. And I'll see you in Bali at some stage. Maybe we can grab lunch this week, but we'll see how your movements are. Probably got too much time for it, and probably getting ready for the next big trip. So we'll see how that all pans out, okay?
Awesome. Thank you for having me.
All right. Cheers, Cam.
Bye.